I don't want you to be no slave. I don't want you to work all day. But I want you to be true. I just wanna make love to you. Love to you. Oh, love to you. Oh, yeah.
You know, to see someone that I knew for 35 years, my sister-in-law, just fade away so quickly like that was a huge, terrible shock.
Tonight is a joyous night. It's a celebration, you know, she was a remarkable person and we're going to have a fantastic night.
Obviously Wilco will be performing, you're going to be performing. Who else is on stage tonight?
There's
Bo Bruce,
Bo
yeah?
Bruce indeed, whose poor mother died as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
She's joining me for a version of My Girl, which is very charming. And the band here, the Wix's band, who play with Paul McCartney, all the most excellent musicians. Jules Holland's coming up to join us, Chris and Glenn Tilbrook from Squeeze, Wilco and me, unfortunately, for a bit.
It's very nice to respond to something, and rather than in either a cerebral or a negative way, I quite like the positive vibe that events like this have, and so that's why I got involved.
We've been together so long to have to separate this way. We've been together so long to have to separate this way. I'm gonna let you go ahead now. Pray that you'll come back someday.
I think to raise money is the main thing for research, because really it hasn't kind of moved on much in 30 years. To help that, and to help to raise the profile and awareness of the disease.
You said you once did love me, and I guess you changed your mind. You said you once did love me, and I guess you changed your mind. Won't you reconsider me? Give yourself a little more time.
As cancers go, it's got a very, very high success rate, if you can say that about a cancer. But it really, it's the majority of people that contract this cancer don't make it. It's a very, very, very low percentage. You know, unbelievable.
My mum was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer last January, and then was dead in 6 months.
But, you know, the funeral went as well as these things can. I mean, it was a very moving ceremony with a lot of very close friends. And then we went out for a few cold drinks, you know, for the sort of pagan half of the family. And at the wake, a lot of us decided we wanted to do something to raise some money for pancreatic cancer.
Suggs, ironically, was saying he was going to run a marathon. I knew that wouldn't happen.
So then I said, well, why don't we just do a little gig in a pub or something and get a few of our mates. And that's how it all started.
The event tonight is a celebration of potential progress for pancreatic cancer. This is a really terrible disease, and what we're trying to do here is raise money and raise awareness.
And actually, when we were given the diagnosis, I remember not quite understanding the aggression of it, really getting it. And it didn't. A lot of other cancers, there's the survival rates and there's different stats. There's not much hope when you get a diagnosis like pancreatic cancer, you know.
Light a fire, a fire spark, light a fire flame in my heart. We're gonna riot, we'll be glowing in the dark.
I had two friends. One of them was John Roden, who was the monitor man that everyone used on tour. John Roden was a lovely, lovely man. He was on tour with George Michael at the time. He became ill, and within 4 weeks, John was gone. I mean, none of us knew he was ill, and that's how quickly pancreatic cancer got John.
I'm here tonight really to celebrate, I suppose, the greatness that is Wilko Johnson. That's my first purpose, but also to support the great work that's being done on behalf of the Pancreatic Cancer UK organisation.
When I was given the diagnosis, I was sitting with my son, and he absolutely broke down, because my immediate reaction, oh, son, you know, it's all right, son, but the doctor was saying to me, no, let him cry.
4 people in 100 survive.
It's certainly very, very appropriate, I must say, you know, and that Suggs should be kind of pulling a thing like this together. And I'm your pancreatic cancer man, you know. It's a much bigger thing, I think, the people... I knew nothing about it before my diagnosis, you know, I'd heard of it, but, you know, since then I've found out what a widespread problem it is, and also, you know, finding out what people have to go through because of it, not just people who are suffering from it, but more particularly probably their friends and family.
Yeah.
And all these people could be helped by this society.
It's a killer. This disease is a killer, and it can kill people very quickly.
I like to stay in and watch TV on my own every now and then.
My girl's mad at me, and we argued just the other night. I thought we got it straight. We talked until it was late. Why can't I explain? Why do I feel this pain? 'Cause everything I say she doesn't understand. She doesn't realize. She takes it all the wrong way. Hey,
Right up until the moment the doctor actually gave me the diagnosis, I did not suspect in any way. I was not expecting it. It was a complete surprise. He said, "Guy did it really well," but he said those words, "You've got cancer."
I thought we talked it out. Now when I try to speak, she says that I don't care. Says I'm unaware. Now she says I'm weak. What? Weak?
I'm making my peace with the universe, and well, we'll see what happens as time goes on. But right now, I feel physically fine. I think it's going to start to make me ill in 3 or 4 months, and but I'll face that when it comes.
How he's handled himself over this has been awesome, absolutely awesome. Saw him on Breakfast TV and the interviews in the paper. You know, come on, what a way to handle the last few, the short time you got left on the earth. We should all take a leaf out of his book.
We're all going to miss him something terribly, but while he's here, just keep enjoying him.
Right now, I'm just so glad to be alive, and wow, what does the sky and the trees look like when you suddenly realise, I wish I could have learnt this lesson 40 years ago about what's really, really important.
Wilko's got this disease, and he's very, very bravely and kindly come up tonight for us, and I think that's going to be a bit of a moment. When we see him, that's going to be tough.
I've been doing a lot of interviews, television and radio, for that very specific reason, and that's been quite... That'd be Wilko then, he's had enough of me.
Well, you're gonna see a jump. You're gonna she does it right. She works hard every night, she makes me feel alright. Tell me not to worry, I ain't a seen the trouble inside.
I think Wilco's getting on with it, you know. I think he's just getting on with it. That's what he's doing. Rock and roll, isn't it?
You know, I'll be looking forward to it all the way through to the last number, and we haven't rehearsed the last number on purpose because it is madness by madness, and it will be madness.
Oh, madness, madness, they call it madness. Madness, madness, they call it madness. Well, if this is madness, gotta know I feel with gladness. And I won't be the one who's gonna suffer. We're gonna have a solo for Wilco Johnson. That's all we're gonna have. That's what we're gonna have right now. And it's gonna go on for some time.
It's funny when like Wilco was on, I was backstage looking at the audience and there was so much joy in the audience, even though it was such a tragic thing that we were talking about, especially given the context of Wilco's situation. It's funny how these things go, you know. It was really, really inspiring, man. That's what it was, inspiring.
Well, I've got a heavy jewel. I'm gonna walk all over you. Cause madness, madness, they call it madness. But if this is madness, Lord, I know I'm filled with madness. Listen, it's gonna be rougher, rougher. It's going to be tougher. And I won't be the one who's gonna suffer. Hopefully not, hopefully not. Nice to see you.
It needs a higher profile. It needs to raise more money. It really does.
He's an amazing spirit, and he's doing a fantastic job of I think, of being an example to all of us of nobility.
I really never knew how people had these as though they know me, as though we are close, you know, and personally and that. And it's something I've discovered through all this, that people feel like that, which is marvellous.
House of Fun, that'll do. Go on. Father wears his Sunday best. Mother's tired, she needs a rest. The kids are playing up downstairs, with sister's sighing in her sleep. Brother's got a date to keep, he can't hang around. Where? Our house, in the middle of our street. Our house, in the middle of our... Well, our house, it has a crowd. There's always something happening, and it's usually quite loud.